生活国，中央人民政府今天成立了。
但是你们能不能？
刚才问我啊，我可以回半点去，无可奉告。我也不高兴。
哎，什么叫中国共产党啊？党叫干啥就干啥。
黑夜即将到，一定要做好准备。
是。干死共产党！不干死共产党，绝不罢休！
消灭中共是正义的需要。
Official confirming to Fox News that the Israelis have started strikes against Iranian rail infrastructure. Remember, earlier today, the Israelis warned civilians to stay off the trains in Iran. They have started to target the bridges of the rail system in Iran as we speak. Additionally, you have these strikes overnight against Karg Island, the largest export facility in Iranian territory, accounting for around 90% of Iran's oil exports. And you have ongoing U.S. and Israeli strikes against Iranian military infrastructure. What we are looking at right now is a staging operation. The United States and Israel are preparing. If a deal is not made, there will be an increase in strikes against the Iranian regime. The president described it as power plant day and bridge day to go after this critical infrastructure inside of Iran. But what's very interesting here, I spoke with a high-ranking source last night, and I asked what happens next if the president orders these strikes. And they said, again, this is the Achilles heel of the regime, targeting energy infrastructure. And what it may actually do is force their hand at the negotiating table. Because, again, the president has time and time again, even before Operation Epic Fury began, preferred a diplomatic option. But the Iranians have been unwilling to take a diplomatic option. And that is how we ended up in this Operation Epic Fury that is unfolding before our eyes as we speak.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the show, Exposing the CCP. So today we are going to continue our last topic, is CCP's infiltration into the US judicial system. So today we have two of our fellow fighters, true007 and Chris. Please say hello to our audience.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris. I'm happy to be on the show again tonight. Thank you.
Good day. Take down the CCP. Let's start. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, today we are going to continue the topics about the infiltration of the terms. So before we go to more details, let's see a video.
Do you know how dangerous the PAG, Pacific Alliance Group, is? PAG can make the Chinese Communist Party's creditors net joined in fraud to deceive Honorable Judge Ostrager of the Southern District Court. PAG can shut it down. Pax's lawyer, Edward Moss, was in contempt of court and seriously violated professional ethics. PAG could collude with Elon Musk's lawyer, Bradley Bondi, and transfer this case to Bondi's law firm. Could the lawsuit fee only be in the range of millions or tens of millions? Now the firm has received tens of millions for this case. O'Melveny and Myers has also received tens of millions in lawyers' fees. Do you think the lawyers' fees are only tens of millions? There must be more than hundreds of millions behind this. This is because the CCP told them, as long as you can use unrestricted lawfare to send Miles Guo to prison, confiscate all his assets, and shut down all his platforms, I can give you hundreds of millions of dollars a year. To transfer funds to PAG, the CCP listed its several major banks. For the long-term legal consulting fees, how much money can a state-owned listed company provide as a weapon? Let's count the involvement of China's top 10 banks and all Chinese listed companies in the US, like Alibaba, Tencent, and Ping An. How much of the more than $1 trillion in assets held by their US offices and stock market is used annually for lawfare? In a year, all American lawyers' fees cost about $30 billion US. The CCP uses $30 billion US to control these big law firms in the United States. You can verify this yourself. If $30 billion US of lawyer fees is still not enough, the CCP can have them have shares, equity, and even illegal trades, which can reach more than $100 billion. This is the United States and NASDAQ. High-ranking officials of the Department of Justice have all gone to big law firms. Why they go to big law firms? You see, these law firms hire officials from the DOJ now, and they may return to the DOJ later. This means that these big law firms can handle everything from your birth to your business dealings, to your company's IPO, to your asset management, to your disputes, to your bankruptcy protection, and to your trustee. From birth to death, they take care of everything. So, these American lawyers are the best bridge for the CCP to infiltrate the US DOJ. You can check back to see my 2018 revelation about the extent of the darkness in the American justice system and how much it was controlled by the CCP. The case of Elliot Broidy, Higginbotham, and Nikki Lum Davis, and the case announced by the US DOJ in June on the investigation of the American musician Pras Michel were about their attempts to deport me. These were all on the website of the DOJ. None of you talked about this. If you go to the DOJ website, you will see that a lot of money has been paid. The trial is about to start. Patrick Burney, the lawyer representing PX in Miles' bankruptcy case, will be involved along with many others. Higginbotham, a DOJ lawyer, got more than $70 million from Joe Lowe. Compared to a lawyer taking $70 million, how much more money will O'Melveny and Myers get? This case has been against me for 5 years, and now even use the black hand of the DOJ. You can see these people have ties to the black hand of the DOJ. Higginbotham, Elliot Broidy, and Nikki Lum Davis, among others, were all connected. O'Melveny and Myers, Edward Moss, Bondi, and Richard Frankel, a former FBI agent, are all connected. Then there is another law firm, Paul Hastings and Luke Despens. Do you think this is just a matter of tens of millions of dollars, brothers and sisters? All my cases with the DOJ have links to the PAG case and the black hand of the DOJ. Who gave the order in the DOJ? I tell you that this is a huge opportunity God has given us. You won't understand.
Okay, so from the video, we can see that Miles Guo has exposed many years ago that CCPs how they're using the money to infiltrate into the US judicial system. They use billions of the dollars for the lawyer fees, right, to hijack the United States. And recent days, there's one breaking news. It's about Pom Bondi, right? So President Trump already confirms that Pom Bondi is fired as Attorney General. I think all of the freedom fighters who has been follow with our new video state of China, we are not surprised about this news because Pom Bondi has very complicated relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, right? So like her younger brother, right, the Betty Bondi, is a partner of the Paul Hastings law firm, which is a very close relationship with the PAG, as we exposed in the video. So it's talking about the lawfare. Everything is about money. How the CCP using, we call it unrestricted warfare, to hijack, to to invade the United States in order to crash our co-founder Maxwell. Okay, now I have back time to true007. Your thoughts?
Yeah, basically, I think as Miles mentioned many years ago, okay, it's about the same the money, okay. Then a few of them, as the video mentioned, and then they're just flowing around from from the CCP's money into the judges, the prosecutors, and the law firms. Those law firms are not only doing cases in say it's against the the Chinese dissidents who like the new federal state of China, and where they truly not only anti-CCP movement, but our mission is to take down the CCP. We're the only organization led by Mao Zedong doing that over the last 9-10 years. Okay, so obviously that the CCP has used in their cases, used the law firms, okay, and then the court, the judges, and the prosecutors, okay, on behalf of the government, allegedly. So, but I think sooner or later we're going to see Mao Zedong's case reopened. The hearing started with the 17th of this month. Soon we're going to see that unprecedented evidence will come out. It's going to be showing, by follow the money, then you're going to see what happened, what's the truth. So we're going to see that very soon. So I'll pass my microphone to Chris, please.
Okay, so from Mr. Miles Guo's video, you can see that the judicial unrestricted warfare combined with media unrestricted warfare fused into unrestricted hybrid warfare. This is the most underestimated yet most dangerous domain. Most of America's top 100 law firms have deep cooperative relationship with CCP-linked enterprises or United Front organizations. The CCP has directly poured in billions of dollars in sky-high legal fees, using white gloves such as PAG, Pacific Alliance Group, and teaming up with corrupt American sellout traitor lawyers to build a web of betrayal from Brody to Bundy. This network has completely hijacked the US judicial system and is carrying out an unrestricted warfare attack on Mr. Miles Guo, aimed at silencing him and seizing his assets. So Pam Bundy's own younger brother, Bradley Bundy, or we can call him Brad Bundy, is a partner at a prestigious Paul Hastings law firm and one of the key figures in the Brody to Bundy web of betrayal exposed in the video. It is precisely through this Brad Bundy channel that the CCP intervened in Mr. Miles Guo's case, manufacturing wrongful prosecutions, fabricating cases, filing endless harassing lawsuits, deliberately dragging out the legal proceedings, and seizing his assets in an attempt to permanently silence Mr. Miles Guo and shut him up forever. Pam Bundy holds the highest position in the US Department of Justice. Her own brother was working for the CCP's white glove proxies. This blatant family conflict of interest is a textbook example of the CCP's advanced super means combination tactics in unrestricted warfare, using Americans themselves and Americans' own legal system to attack and destroy the takedown CCP fighters inside the United States. The CCP manufactures wrongful cases, fabricated cases, and endless harassing lawsuits against whistleblowers like Mr. Miles Guo, using assembly line operations it deliberately dragged out the legal process to exhaust the victims to death and wear them down to death. At the same time, the CCP launches media unrestricted warfare, spreading lies, smears, and stink-out campaigns against Mr. Miles Guo, creating massive negative public opinion to influence the jury and dress up its judicial unrestricted warfare with a cloak of legitimacy. The two work hand in glove, mutually reinforcing each other, letting the media trial go first, followed by the judicial dragging to death. We remember the Russian collusion hoax, January 6 Mar-a-Lago raid, Biden auto pan, 2020 election fraud, Epstein pedophile arrest, COVID origins, Benghazi, Dodge findings, Ukraine impeachment hoax. So we see that during Pam Bondi's entire tenure as a U.S. Attorney General, the number of arrests in all of the above major cases was 0. Instead, those who dared to expose the truth have been ruthlessly persecuted through unrestricted warfare. So this is the perfect embodiment of the CCP's unrestricted warfare. It's a super domain, super step, super means combination. On the surface, it appears to be the normal operation of the US judicial system. In reality, it is a non-kinetic lethal weapon forged by the CCP using the BGI plan, corrupt lawyers, and fabricated evidence. Like this tactic can also be used in the medical field. Like we know, like the officials from the FDA, when they retired, the big pharma also hires them, and then asks them to do like for advice or high level employees. So it's all the same tactics. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks for your time. So, yes, from the Mel's case, I think he's showing to the world that how deep the U.S. judicial system has been infiltrated by the Chinese Communist Party. Right? He sacrificed himself to like alert everyone that how powerful and how strong the CCP is using the money to infiltrate the Western countries. And as you mentioned that from the Pam Bondi's case, right, we can realize that she has been located for a few months, but it looks like she's doing nothing, right? It's like we can see that she's has been shut down a federal investigation into the Pfizer's for international corruptions, and there's no persecution for all the big bosses who is mentioned in the Epstein files and so on. So what she's covering, right? So that's why I think Trump suddenly realized that something is wrong, is abnormal. So that's the reason why she has been out as a attorney general, right? Yes. So we all know that from the new video state of China has been exposed that CCP, GF, and the BGY plans, their only one goals is to take down the United States. Right. Nowadays, we can see the wars in Iran and the Ukraine wars are still going on. So as a few fighters of the new federal state of China, we know who is the root cause. It's the evil regime Chinese Communist Party. Okay, now I'll pass time to 27. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, okay, Chris, Enzo, well said. So basically, I want to give our audience an idea how they do it. So-called the three-phase destruction model of the unrestricted warfare against Mao's goal or against even President Trump as well. So it's media conviction. So as President Trump often said, that they, those fake medias, all right, basically that's what they do. And then judicial attrition, okay, and then asset strangulation in our cases. So just frozen your asset, okay? So it's a completely destruction chain from your reputation to legal to your financial. So this has been proven very effective. We also have words, we call them that, the weaponization. Weaponization come from words Mao School used most often is the CCP has used the money and control, okay, BGYs, as a weapon to control the judiciary system, the media, okay, and then trying to implement the third strategy, which is strangulation of our financial asset, i.e. our G-series investment, our GTV, okay, and our GETA, they couldn't touch it, so that's good, at least. So Mao School always have three strategies, okay, that one we at least can be relatively freely to express our views and how evil the CCP is and what BGY is, okay, and so on until today. And this is basically the same module, and all that is money, okay? All that is money and honey traps, and then get into your personal information through what? Through illegal ways, basically use the hack technology, get into your private information, and the whole purpose is to destroy your reputation, okay? And then unrestricted legal warfare to tie your hands up. Say Mao School's case, 8 million pages of documents. They got like 2,000 employees in the large legal firm, the whole building, where Mao School just himself with one firm with 2 or 3, 4, 5 maybe lawyers. Now we can see, okay, this is absolutely incompatible advantage over us. But why they can do that? It's all money, okay? If you don't pay, if CCP doesn't have the money, which is stolen from Chinese people, hardworking Chinese people, the CCP doesn't make any money. All the export that China does derived from hardworking brothers, sisters, and the chicken feet, okay? For example, Nike shoes you sell here for $200 easily. And one of my friends' family is a subcontract, like OEM for Nike. They said they actually make the whole shoe, a pair, just for less than $20. So there's like 100 times the markup. No, 10 times the markup. I'm sure CCP will have a slides of that. And all the US dollars goes to their own pocket. They use the money they make from the Chinese people, all right? And then BGY, all the parties involved with is, the prosecutors, US government employee, prosecutors, and then maybe the judges and definitely the lawyers. As Mao School mentioned, how you become a judge, you gotta be a lawyer, right? So you got a lawyer working in the law firm, becoming a judge, different levels of judge, and you become the Supreme Court judge, top, like 7 or 9 judges. So I think in the ladder to climb up, the more powerful judge, if you are not BGY, I don't think the dark force will be feel comfortable also, because you'll be out of control, right? So there's a lot of rumors. We don't know how much is true, but the rumor. It's come out, so it's ready to approve. I think the cases that Enzo mentioned about Bandy being filed by President Trump a couple of days ago. I mean, definitely the reason being that for the last year, given mountain amount of evidence, there hasn't been one order to order arrest for those bias committed, commit crimes, and some of them even is what it's American sellouts. So we can see if that system keep going, there's no cases, there's no hope for United States to become, again, a lamp of freedom, as the Statue of Liberty symbolizes. So to save America, Moscow and the new federal city of China, we have bared, 7-9 years of suffering, and day and night we're trying to tell the world, be careful about the CCP, the evil nature of the CCP, and how they weaponized, the United States, how they create the fentanyls and killing Americans every day, and that is what unrestricted drugs warfare, okay, chemical warfare, and how they manufactured the jabs, the viruses, Wuhan virus, okay, and how they killed the Chinese people first, and then quickly shift out. You use the international airport exit that carry those nasal viruses into capital cities like Japan's Tokyo, New York, okay, and London, you name it. Suddenly, a pandemic, and then everyone have to be forced to get vaccinated. We know now they cause cancer, they cause depression, they cause all kinds of problems, but still being mandated. I think so far, but although we say there's some countries are banned for maybe not encouraged for use. But I think until we hold CCP accountable, until we take down the CCP, this is why we see the case studies of Maduro being captured, and now Iran probably will go back to the Stone Age, as President Trump said. So those evils are, you cannot really negotiate with them rationally. They're gonna fight to the death, okay? So what do? You just reward them as the wishes. So let's take down the CCP. Thank you for watching. I will go back to Enzo. Enzo, please.
Yes, thank you. Right. So as true007 mentioned, like CCP coronavirus and CCP's vaccination, right? And even though the judicial system of the world, so all the disasters is because of the CCP. So this evil regime is the root cause of all the disasters. So I want all the audience aware about this. So only the way we can end all these disasters is to dismiss and take down this evil regime. Okay, so back to Chris.
Okay, so in the end, I just want to mention that 2026 is an acceleration year, a year of rapid transformation from Miss Sanai Takai's landslide victory, Maduro's arrest, Khamenei's beheading, and Bundy's removal from office, and also the release of the A22 documents. Also today, the release of the A33 documents. And the next possible target, Cuba. Most of these events are clear proof that dramatic changes are accelerating in a very short period of time. So it is, I think it is a good year to take down the CCP. Thank you.
Okay, true007, yeah. Before
Yeah.
ending the show, you got any comments?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it's a year to take down the CCP, definitely. The Chinese people have been waiting for 77 years. Okay, during the 7 years of the CCP's regime, we have 5 million landlords, first in 1950s, each of them put one bullet in the head. Why? Because so the CCP can rape up the land title, okay? From traditionally carried for thousands of years, the land becomes CCP's land. I mean, okay? And then later on, then have the Great Leap. People are smashing the cooking wares, trying to make a steel out of it. We know you can't. And then later on, we have Cultural Revolution, okay? There's like the abortions and so on. Together, I think it's believed the CCP killed about 100 million to 300 million Chinese, newborn babies. So I think it's time. The regime should be taken down. I hope next month when President Trump meet Xi Jinping, and there will be an automatic surrender of power. Otherwise, Iran's dictatorship is the module set up for Chinese Communist Party's autocrats. Let's take down the CCP, free Chinese people. Thank you. Enzo.
Okay, yeah, thank you everyone. Thanks for watching the show. Yeah, see you next time.
See you.
Thank you.
Take down the CCP.
Take down CCP.
Take down the CCP.
Operation Epic Fury is creating big problems for China. The timing is interesting as President Trump heads to Beijing at the end of this month. Now, follow me to the wall, because whether by design or by consequence, this is all having a huge impact on China. You see here that Iran is the second largest partner with China when it comes to bringing oil to China. You can see Venezuela comes in at 10th, and just below Saudi Arabia is Iran at 1.4 million barrels per day. Now, the story, though, is even bigger than that, because you've probably already been hearing a lot about the Strait of Hormuz. That's this area right here between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. Now, this is a critical shipping lane for Gulf nations to export oil to Asia. In fact, 20% of the world's oil supply passes through that strait. China gets over 5 million barrels a day through that strait. Iran has vowed to attack any ship trying to pass through, so that's a big problem for China. And on average, the strait gets a little more than 100 ships a day passing through those waters. But let's zoom out, because the squeeze on Iran's oil comes just a few months after disruption of Venezuela's oil. Iran sends 87% of its oil to China. Venezuela, on the other hand, sent over 50% of its oil to China. President Trump clearly making an impact through both Venezuela and Iran on China. And China is not taking this all lying down. Its Navy is building new submarines that can strike closer to the U.S. So we're going to be watching all of this leading up to President Trump's meeting with China's President Xi later this month.